What up guys, it's Baldur here, and it's time for the annual NBA award video. Here are my personal picks for the 2016 NBA awards. Let's start with the Rookie of the Year. At 3 I have Devin Booker, the youngest player in the entire rookie field. He's been getting better and better for the Phoenix Suns. He averaged 22 points in March and 14 points overall this season. At 2 I have Kristaps Porzingis, a fantastic season where he became the Knicks' second option behind Melo. He was able to turn the Knicks fans who booed him at the draft into his biggest fans. He averaged 14 points, 7 rebounds and 2 blocks a game, and is only gonna get better. And finally, my Rookie of the Year, to no surprise, Karl Anthony Towns, with 18 points per game and top 10 in the league in rebounds with 10.5 a game. He is already great at both ends. Good inside and outside on offense, scoring in the post and from the three-point line. Just very polished and skilled for his age. The Timberwolves have had bad years in the past, but the future is looking pretty damn bright for them, with him, Wiggins and LaVine on the team. Other honorable mentions for the top 3 lists are players like Nikola Jokic, the big guy from Denver, who has basically come out of nowhere and had a great season. Some could say that he should be at number 3 on this list. Then there are players like Justice Winslow and D'Angelo Russell. Jahlil Okafor would have been top 3 if he had stayed healthy. He averaged 18 points and 7 rebounds, while he only managed to play 53 games, so he dropped out for me. The next award, the Most Improved Player. At 3 I have Kemba Walker, who has led the Hornets back into the playoffs, something that people did not expect. He improved his field goal percentage from 38% to 43%, and also made himself an outside threat by jumping from a 30% three-point shooter to a 37% three-point shooter, among career highs in other categories. As the second most improved player, I have Draymond Green. He has improved across the board, getting more rebounds and points, while taking over a playmaking role where he jumped from 3.7 assists to 7.4 assists per game. Along with that, his shooting has improved, career high in field goal percentage, and made a big jump in three-point shooting from 34% to 39%. And who knows, he probably had a career high in trash talking. Then finally, my most improved player, CJ McCollum from the Blazers. What a great season he has had. He tripled his scoring from last season, jumping from 7 points to 21 points per game. He demolished his career high in free throw percentage while averaging career highs across the board. People expected a career year for him after Wesley Matthews left, but I don't think people expected this big of a jump from him. He should hands down win this award. Other guys that could have cracked the top 3 were players like Jay Crowder from Boston, Giannis Antetokounmpo from Milwaukee, Ian Mahinmi from the Pacers. All those guys had the best years of their careers. On to the 6th man of the year. At 3 I have Jamal Crawford, who's a regular when it comes to candidates to this award. While hurting the Clippers on defense, he was able to score 14 points off the bench for the Clippers, stepping up in Blake Griffin's absence, when he accidentally broke his hand on a Clippers staff member. But yeah, I think it's enough for Jamal to be considered, but not to win the award. At number 2 I have Denver's Will Barton. He was the second leading scorer on the Nuggets with 14.5 points and overall great energy from the bench. As the 6th man of the year, I have Andre Iguodala. His stat line might not be the most productive, but his impact on both ends is felt, especially defensively, where he guards the best wing player on the opposing team. He playmakes and gives the Warriors a lot of flexibility. And of course, it helps a lot that the Warriors won 73 games. Other players that need a mention are Enes Kanter, who could end up as the 6th man of the year. It was like 50-50 coin toss for me if I should put him or Crawford at 3. He's been good for the Thunder on offense, but awful defensively. Then there are players like Ed Davis, Dennis Schroeder, and many more. Anyone can really win this award, but I think the media is gonna go for Andre. The Coach of the Year. At 3 I have Steve Kerr, simply because he wasn't coaching the Warriors for 3 months. He didn't return to the Warriors bench until the second half of January. That's the only reason I can't give him the award. If he had lost a month out of the season, then he would have gotten the award. Hands down. It's impossible not, with 73 wins. At 2 I have Greg Popovich, who coached the Spurs to a franchise high of 67 wins. You can make a strong case that he should get the award. Great season for them. But my Coach of the Year is Terry Stotts in Portland. The Blazers lost 5 of their 6 best players from the season before, when they were a 4th seed in the West. But somehow, some way they managed to finish this season as the 5th seed. Like, I would have thought the 10th seed would have been good for this season, but they rose well above people's expectations. Now, if I had to bet on who wins the award, I think Steve Kerr gets it. 73 wins, the most in NBA history. I just have a hard time giving it to him because of all that time he was away from the sideline. Other coaches that need consideration are Steve Clifford in Charlotte, who people didn't expect this type of season from them, especially after they lost Michael Kidd-Gilchrist to injury. And then there's also Brad Stevens in Boston. Just a great season for the Celtics. Now to the Defensive Player of the Year. At number 3, I looked at a lot of players, but ended up putting a guy that I didn't really think about until I saw his advanced stats. And I'm sure a lot of you guys may not agree with it. At 3, I have LeBron James. At 2, I have Kawhi Leonard. And as the Defensive Player of the Year, I have Draymond Green. This is a 2-player race between Kawhi and Green. Kawhi led the Spurs on defense, where they allowed the fewest points in the league, while Draymond is the heart of the Warriors defense and the key to making the Warriors a special team, guarding the big guys of opposing teams and switching on to smaller players. I wasn't sure who I was going to put at number 3. I looked at Millsap, Avery Bradley, Rudy Gobert, Hassan Whiteside, who all had great years. Then I looked at LeBron's advanced defensive stats, and they were better than all of these guys, even Kawhi's and Draymond's, which I was surprised by, because I didn't consider him a candidate. I put stats under these guys' names. First one is the field goal percentage that opposing players shoot against them when those guys are guarding them. Kawhi has a slight edge over Draymond, but at the same time Draymond guards more guys around the rim. Their all-around stats are similar, while Draymond lowers his opposing players' field goal percentage more than Kawhi, where Draymond's opposing players shoot 6.2% worse than their average, compared to the 5.7% drop that Kawhi gives his players. And LeBron actually beats both of them. He only allows 37.4% when he guards his opposing players, while those players drop 7.4% from their average. He's also been the best out of them from inside 10 feet from the basket. The thing with LeBron is that he doesn't go out 100% in the regular season. He kind of jogs through the regular season. And that, along with the Cavs being 10th in the league in defense, is the reason why I don't put LeBron in the top 2. Now finally, the MVP award. I will just run through these. At 6 I have Chris Paul, who did well in Griffin's absence. At 5 I have Russell Westbrook, who has been a monster this season. 18 triple-doubles. Incredible. At 4, maybe controversial, but I don't care. I have Draymond Green, the emotional leader of the 73-9 Golden State Warriors. His impact is huge on the Warriors, the key to them going small. And he has now become their playmaker, their biggest mismatch, where other teams' big guys simply can't match up with him. Then at 3 I have LeBron James, at 2 I have Kawhi Leonard, and finally at number 1 I have Steph Curry. He should be the unanimous MVP, but I doubt he will be, because there's always someone who doesn't vote for the clear one, just like LeBron in 2013, when Melo got 1 vote. Other players that deserve a mention are Kevin Durant, Damian Lillard, Kyle Lowry, and many more. Kind of crazy to leave those guys off the list, but there are a lot of guys deserving. So those are my picks. Who do you have winning these awards? Put it in the comments below. This has been Baldur. Like, subscribe, and peace.